Hey, it's me, Art of Singularity, and welcome to my new video where I'll be drawing hands. Um, so I guess you can draw along with me. I'll be scrolling through Pinterest and screen recording it, and so you can see my references. I used to struggle a lot with hands because, well, obviously they're complicated, and the amount of poses that they can make is, like, well, a bunch. So, yeah, very complicated. But I find that when you break them down, the references that you make, well, that you use, when you're studying and you're trying to use it, breaking it down to simple shapes is easy, right? Or not easy, but it makes it easier to draw the hand. And obviously, a bunch of people have said that before, so probably not the first time you're hearing that, but yeah. So this is basically how I do it. These are a bunch of really great references for hands. Like this one Pinterest pin. Yeah, these are pins. So, I mean, you don't even have to do the one that I'm doing. You could pick any one that you want and then see if you can break it down to simpler shapes and then, well, yeah, see if it works out. I did 6 hands in this video, so yeah, this video is shorter than the last one, but still longer than the first one. So I'm trying to get them back down to a reasonable length, like 15 minutes, I guess. But I mean, when I'm drawing it, I usually do take my time because trying to rush a drawing makes it worse, usually for me. So yeah. Starting the new hand now. I'm gonna do the one to the right of the one I was just doing. Look at that. I put words there because I'm an editor now. I'm practically a professional. Not really, but I'm getting there. No, actually, I'm not. I'm not really getting there. I think I used to struggle on where to put the fingers, where to place them on the actual body of the hand. But wait, what is the actual? It's not the palm. Whatever. The body of the hand. I used to struggle on where to place them. But I think since I've started breaking the hand down into like a rectangle for the main shape, I kind of just do a vague line, or sometimes I do circles to represent the knuckles, and then that makes it way easier to place the actual fingers. And I've also found that for the thumb, because I didn't actually know how to place that either, since it's so different from the rest of the hands. But I found that it, well, obviously comes off from the wrist itself, so it's more part of the actual main form of the hand rather than like something sticking out, which it does stick out, but still it's more connected to the base. From these, because I'm drawing 3 hands from this reference, from this pin, so this is the last one I'm doing up there. And obviously when I'm done, well, not obviously, but when I'm done with them, I'm going to go over them with pen and shade them and stuff. So, and I actually did get to record that, as opposed to last time where I had to cut and then show that finished result. So yeah, now I'm just going over the hands. I also draw a part of the arm that connects to them. I think it just makes it look better. Makes it look more final. And yeah, and that's what this pin did too for this reference, so I just kind of copied it. I mean, I did it for the rest of the references too, even when I didn't need to, but yeah. I think that generally, using vague shapes rather than, or well, how do I say this? Using vague shapes. For things like the knuckles, I don't think it, well, I guess it does sometimes help, but I don't usually go too detailed with them when I'm finalizing the actual drawing. I kind of leave it up to the brain to figure out what I'm actually doing with them. So I guess I just do less. I do less detail, and it makes it kind of, I don't know. It makes it seem better to me, or look better at least. Out of these three references, or yeah, hands that I drew, I think the top one is the worst one because I think it's a little bit elongated. So I'd consider that one a failure, as you can see by the by the question mark I put next to it. But yeah. So compared to my first compared to when I first started drawing, my hands look like a lot better. So I'm pretty happy with like where I'm at right now. Of course, I'm going to try to improve. Like I'm going to continue trying to improve. But yeah. So this reference is one of actual hands, real hands. So there's less. I think it's harder to do this, to do real hands for me at least, because when an artist draws hands, it's way simpler. Like there's line art and stuff that you can actually follow. But for real hands, it's less clear. So it's more of a practice in how to break down like real shapes. I also realized that from the top of the hand you can see the webbing like between the fingers, so that makes it a little bit easier to connect them. I kind of just I don't know. Obviously this isn't a tutorial, so I'm not exactly well versed in trying to explain how I'm doing things, so I guess you could figure out your own way. If you just figure out your own little shortcuts to drawing these things, as long as it looks good at the end, I think that's all that really matters. So this is the fourth hand, so there's two other hands after this, and then I'm gonna go on to just the shading and the pen. It's been like what, 7 minutes so far? 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Yeah. I'm marking all these drawings that I'm doing with a check mark or a question mark and sometimes an X, but so it's just kind of a note to myself on how well I think I did on the actual hand. Obviously the top left one is kind of the worst one in my opinion. So I'm about to start the next reference right now. This is kind of a complicated one, I think. Yeah, because it's a little bit harder to see the exact forms of the hand since they're all kind of stacked up on each other. And I actually think I messed up slightly on the perspective because I didn't get the actual like side profile of the hand that the photo was actually illustrating. So yeah, I definitely messed up on this one. I don't think I ever fixed it. Oh no, hold on, never mind. What am I talking about? I think yeah, wait, what am I talking about? No. I think I did get it pretty well. Because this is not, yeah, this drawing I'm doing is not the side profile one, it's the one that's straight on. A slight mistake on my part, but hey. I don't really like the fingers that I did for this hand though. I think they look slightly off. I think I fixed them kind of when I went back over them in the final pass, but yeah. But compared to the last video, I think that these hands look way better. I mean, it might be because I'm focusing more on them, because in the last video they're more of an afterthought, but in this one I'm directly trying to learn. So, yeah. This is the final image, the side profile one that I thought I was doing, but I wasn't actually doing. But yeah. I think I have the same background music for this video. The same one as last video. No, wait, no. I think I added a new one. Actually, yeah, I added a new one, so. Wonder how that one sounds. I think I like this one that's playing more than the last one that I did. But I still like the last one, so. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the background music. It's slightly less peaceful because of the violins in the background, at least in the second part of the song, but I did struggle on the thumb with this hand though. The thumb was kind of more difficult for me because I don't actually know why. I guess my brain wanted to. Well, I don't know. Now that I'm looking at it, is it actually? I don't know. I don't really like it though. But in my case at least, I think it's easier to draw the fingers when they're in like this kind of way, because you don't actually have to draw because the finger in the foreground is blocking the other fingers. I think it makes it easier. So words still hard. Yeah, so now I'm just gonna go and yeah, that was a questioning face. I had to put it there to really show that I don't know what's happening with this hand. But I think I fixed it to make it look better when I went over them again. So I'm just going to erase them and then go over them with a pen. Why am I pressing so hard? What am I doing? Oh, okay. I kind of like sketching with pen because it makes kind of every line, it makes me have to make every line count, I suppose. There's no erasing it. So either I kind of go back over it, which makes the drawing look way more messy, or I just have to stick with it and see what I can make out of it. And when I'm sketching with pen, it makes it easier to shade with the pencil because, well, sometimes, because you can just erase the pencil without erasing the pen. Although sometimes it does like smudge the pen, so it smudges the ink, so yeah. But in general, I usually sketch with the pen. I think my drawings usually turn out better when I sketch with the pen, so yeah. But yeah, when you're drawing hands, I think trying to break them down into simple shapes, like if you have the base body of the hand, and you are just trying to get a straight on shot of the fingers, I think just making the fingers into one block and then separating them after, I think that's easier. I used to do that, and I think I did it in one of these drawings too, just to let myself know exactly where I want all the fingers to be placed. So yeah. So I definitely went over them way quicker now, right? Because I already had the sketch, so now I'm just going over them with the pen. But I think in terms of the sketching and the studying, I think my favorite part is actually the shading, because it kind of really brings everything together. This middle part with the pen is actually kind of my least favorite, not because I don't like it, but I think the first part, figuring out how to actually draw the reference, I think that's fun, and then just shading it, I think that's also fun. So compared to those two, this is just kind of going over what I've already done. Yeah, I still don't like this hand that I've done. I think the body is way too long. So if I could have just shortened it, that would have made it better. But I didn't, so yeah. Wondering if I should do another one of these videos of just sketching the hands, or if I should do a completely different body part or something like that. I think I struggle with hands the most, and I guess feet the second. Those are the two body parts where I'm like, I definitely need help and need more studies in. And I guess the back, I think the back is kind of sometimes difficult. I don't know why, but yeah. I think the reference that was of the real hand, the first reference of the real hands, I think that one, I really like the reference. I don't know why. Maybe I like the pose of the fingers, even though it's kind of basic, but I still like it. And then I also like the last one. I think that's also a really good pose. It's more interesting. So I guess I did three studies of like an actual artist. It's not really a study, I guess. I just kind of used them as references. I think the study would have been more in depth than trying to actually figure out how it worked. Or maybe this is a study, right? I'm not actually that well versed in what a study is or not, but yeah. So I'm kind of just breaking down, because each finger is like divided into three parts. Although sometimes, if you want to like more stylize it, you can maybe do two parts. I used to do that, but if you're trying to go for more of a realistic approach to hands, then I'm quite sure like if I look at my hands, they're broken down into three. Each finger. Except for the thumb. Well, no, the thumb is. If you actually try and feel the bones inside, it is broken into three parts. But the parts that you can actually see, the thumb is only two. So. And then the third part is kind of connected to the rest of the hand, so it just blends in. But yeah, I'm about to finish. Just doing the last marks. But yeah, after I finish this last hand, I'm gonna start shading, which is probably the fastest. It's the fastest part because everything's already done, so I just have to put a little bit of lighting onto it. So yeah. I wish I numbered these drawings so I could like refer to them in a more easy to understand way, but I didn't. I guess next time I do something like this, that's what I'll do. I'll number them so I can actually talk about them without being like, yeah, the top left one or the middle one. There is no middle one in this one actually, except for there's a top middle one, but not a bottom one because there's 4 hands. Unless you count the hands at the top as 3 and then the hands at the bottom as 3. But anyways, getting too far into it. Yeah, this pencil falls apart. I don't know why. It kind of just unscrews itself for some reason. So maybe I need a new pencil. But I do like it. I don't know. I just like how it looks. Sometimes I wonder what to actually shade because I don't quite understand the forms of the hand and anatomy in general, so it's sometimes hard to shade shapes, but I guess thinking about them as just basic geometrical shapes makes it easier. But only a little bit for me because it's still, I guess I'd have to study shading and stuff, which I do need to do. That's a real thing that I should probably look into learning. And I could also use my own hand as references, I suppose. I guess that could probably work too. But I don't know if I could get interesting poses, so using Pinterest and other sites like that, I think, is more useful for me, especially if I can get other artists' pieces, their drawings of hands. So because I can see how an actual artist would draw the hands, and I could use them to base my studies off of. So yeah. But I think using real life examples too, that also helps. It gives you like a full rounded experience and full rounded knowledge of how to draw hands. Or anything, actually. Yeah, I'm just about done. Just about done. Now I'm shading my least favorite hand. Yeah, just way too elongated. At least I don't think it's proportioned correctly. And the fingers kind of look less defined. They're more kind of broken looking, so. Now the issue comes. The issue comes when I actually try to incorporate what I've learned into actual drawings, not just of hands, but into full drawings. I think that is a little bit more difficult. Um, but I know that now that I've done studies or used some references and tried to figure out exactly how hands work, that I'll definitely be way better at drawing in the future, drawing hands in the future. So yeah, any little bit of improvement, I think that's good. And as always, the little but. Okay, I don't know what I just did there. Well, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in another video. Goodbye.